Hello, this is Paulet Downey, and I'm back again with a skincare minute. This segment, I'm going to be focusing on caring for the eyes and products that are available, or not so much products, but not as in brands, but types of products that are available to care for the eye area. And so I'm going to start off with a little lesson on the eye area. So the eye area makes up all of this, all right here, right to the temples. So that makes up the eye area. Orbitable eye area is here where the bone is, right under the eyebrows and all around here. So that makes up the orbitable bone area. And the eye area is the skin under the eyes and around the eyes 10 times thinner than on the face. It has very little sebaceous glands and very little sweat glands. So these are the primary reasons why we age first around this area. Because, yeah, these are the reasons. These are the reasons why we age around here. So, so what happens is aging usually takes place around the eye area in our 20s. So we are aging in our 20s. It just doesn't accumulate until our 30s. We don't see the accumulation of it until our 30s. But around the eye area, because it is the first place where you will see the signs of aging, it can begin as early as in our late 20s, depending on the DNA, lifestyle, diet, a number, like sun exposure, a number of things come into play when it comes to how we age around the eye area. But it is going to be the first signs of aging for all of us. That's where we're going to see it first. So in our 30s, we are developing crow's feet around that area. So usually this comes, like usually when you're laughing, depending on how animated you are, if you, laugh a lot, give a lot of expressions, then lines are going to show up faster as opposed to someone who has a more stoic face. So it's going to show up in the crow's feet area. You're going to see that. Some people, some women, what happens in the 30s, they start to develop the Gilbert lines, number 11s around there. Fine lines you will begin to see happen. So they're just fine lines, nothing permanent, nothing sketched and etched into the skin at this point. When we are moving along into our 40s, everything that was happening in our 30s begins to become more obvious. And then we start to develop lines at the corner of our eye area, the corners going down. Things just become more obvious. Some lines at this point, depending on the individual, become sketched, but not deep. So we're talking about lines that are forming and becoming permanent, but they're fine. So they're fine. They're not sketched into the skin at this point. Glycation is taking place around the lid area. You're going to see the lid area begin to drop around the eye area, around the orbitable eye area at this point. And so you're going to start to see the skin becoming more lax around this area, as well as lines developing, lines becoming more obvious as opposed to in our 30s. When we are moving along into our 50s, things are becoming more permanent. Things are becoming more etched into the skin. The lines are becoming deeper and just forming, a permanent place on the skin. And so the lines are becoming deeper. You'll start to see the sagging becomes more obvious around the eyelid area. Some women experience having difficulty applying eye makeup onto their skin the way they applied it on their skin when they were in their 20s and 30s. It doesn't work the way it did when they were, at those in those decades. So it does begin to change. You do start to see a noticeable difference in the eye area with lines. It becomes drier at this point as well. when we are moving along into our late 40s and we're going into our 50s. And then, of course, in our 60s, things more permanent, more deeper lines. And at this stage, and so this is exactly what's taken place. The Gilbert lines become more permanent as well at this stage. It depends. Like I said, it depends on DNA. It depends on so many factors. It also depends on, like, if you remove makeup, if you sleep in makeup, or if you're removing it on a nightly basis. That plays a very important factor. If you are wearing waterproof mascara, that plays a major factor, because if you have been wearing waterproof mascara since you were in your teens, and that's something that you stuck to right up into your 40s and 50s, chances are you lost a lot of lashes because of the pulling and tugging that was involved when you were removing the product from your lashes. So a lot of things go into play around the eye area when aging, but that's where it is going to show up. So how do we treat the eye area when this happens? So first of all, with eye makeup remover, I'm going to start with eye makeup remover. The best eye makeup removers, the things that I would recommend for removing eye makeup, I'll talk about all the things that are out there to remove and what I feel is the best. So we have the water to oil removers, and so that is it's liquid. It's a liquid oily water, and I'm sure many of you know that. And so with this, of course, it's removing, like the eyeshadow and the eyeliner. But, eyeshadow and eyeliner, it can be removed with, makeup remover. We don't want to do that. We're going to remove it with eye makeup remover, because we don't want to, interfere with the eyes and hurting the eye. But the problem, or I should say, it's not difficult to remove shadow and liner. It is more difficult to remove mascara. So with this kind of liquid base, water to oil and type lotion that you are using to remove your eye makeup, including your mascara, it gives you a glide and a slide when removing the mascara from your lashes, breaking down the mascara and allowing it to roll off your lashes smoothly, preventing the tugging and the tear that you would normally do with other products, with other makeup removers that you're using. So by far the best, in my opinion. Micellar water is also very good, depending on what micellar water you are using. There are some brands out there that are really, really effective. And because of the micellar and the ingredient in that, that's what allows the product to break down the mascara on the lashes, preventing the tugging and tearing on the lashes when removing that product. So it also is a good thing to use. It's a good product to use when removing makeup from your eyes. And we have the balm to oil. So the balm to oil, very good in removing makeup from the face and upper eye area. If you're going to use it around the lashes, it can, you have to make sure to rub the balm in, allowing it to melt. And then when it melts, into like an oil, then apply it to the lashes, massage it on the lashes. So massage it on the lashes, allowing it to break down the mascara that is on the lashes. And then after you've done that, then you can take like a cotton pad and then remove the product from your eye area. So with the balm, it also works, a little more work involved, but it does work. as well. There are makeup removers. So there are makeup removers that also remove eye makeup as well, depending on what. Some I have found irritated my eye area, right around the ducts here. I found that it really does irritate the eye area when using it. But they say, these products do say that they remove everything from the face, but it's a little more drying, I find, for the eye area, because the eye area is lacking in oil, because the eye area is lacking in sweat. You need something that has a higher pH balance for that area than you would for the face. Like, be very, very careful when, purchasing a eye makeup or purchasing any kind of makeup remover that says it also removes eye makeup, because some I have found irritated my eye area. So then we also go into, so we have that, and then we also go into that. Then we go into the cleansers. And so the cleansers, there are a couple of really good cleansers out there. So there are some really, really good cleansers out there that do break down the product that are on the lashes effectively. There are. But I found this for myself, and I found customers have said this to me as well, that there's more work involved when you are using a cleanser to remove eye makeup and mascara off your lashes. There's just more time, simply because it's not emollient enough. It doesn't have the slick to it that, say, a water to oil type product has, or a micellar water, or for that matter, a balm to oil has. So it doesn't have that kind of slickness there, which there's more rubbing involved and more, it's more work. And we're trying to avoid work when we are removing a makeup. And especially around the eye area, we want something that is going to help nourish the eyes and keep the lashes in place. And so for cleansers, so for me, what I would recommend is the water to lotion liquid, micellar water, or the balm to oil. Those are the three that I found to be the best for myself. But I also found that customers prefer the most. And they found them to be the most effective when removing makeup from around the eyes. So one thing, and I did mention this earlier, as with the lashes, women who have used waterproof mascara for years upon years, and then in their 40s and 50s, they notice that they've lost a lot of lashes. And this is because of the tugging and tearing that they were doing when removing the mascara off of their lashes. So as a result, they lost lashes. But there are products out there that will help with the regrowth of those lashes. These are serums that you would apply around the lower lid area, right above the lash area. So you would apply that every night around the lash area, and they work really, really effective. I've seen people have like spider lashes as a result, like really, really effective. Also, if you want to care for your lashes, so if you're younger, and you are, like, I would, first of all, I'm going to digress for a second. Don't wear waterproof mascara on a daily basis. Use it for celebrations, use it for funerals, use it for when you are, swimming, but don't use it on a daily basis. But if you are using waterproof mascara a lot, try to take the precautions to care for that area by, first of all, using an oil, a water to oil type remover. That would be the best for waterproof, to actually break down the mascara that is on the lashes. So that's what you want to use. But also there are treatments out there. There's a treatment, there a few, there's not a lot, but they're like serums, and different from the one for regrowth. The one for regrowth is more like a brush, like a thin brush, and that you would just kind of like, apply there, as I said. But this one is actually like a mascara wand. So there are serums that you actually would use like a mascara wand, and to place on the place on the lashes nightly, to help keep the lashes healthy, and to help prevent loss of lashes. So if you are into wearing waterproof mascara on a regular basis, which is something I do not recommend. But if you are, at least try to preserve the lashes that you have by getting these serums, by using these serums that are going to help preserve the lashes that you have, keep them healthy. And you know what? And some of them even they grow lashes as well. So these ones, which help to preserve the lashes, actually help to grow the lashes as well. So that's my recommendation if you are using waterproof mascara. Try not to use it on a daily basis, but if you feel you have to, there are some people who really do need to use waterproof mascara simply because of the oil glands, like how oily their skin is, or the shape of their eyes. And so they are forced to use waterproof mascara, because if they don't, then it just bleeds. So if you are, like if you are one of those, like if you fit in one of those categories, then yes, by all means, use it, because that's what you have to use to prevent yourself from looking like developing raccoon eyes throughout the day. But then take the precautions to care for your lashes in the evening by using a serum that is actually going to help preserve the lashes that you have, so that when you get into your 40s and when you get into your 50s, you still have your lashes. So now for caring for the eye area and the products that are out there. So when you're in your 20s, because you know what, it does happen in your late 20s, and you are aging in your 20s. You don't see the accumulation of aging until you are in your 30s. But in your eye area, it's starting, and you're going to, you'll start to see it in your late 20s. So you should be using an eye cream to help slow down the process of aging and to prevent premature aging. So at this age, you only need an eye cream that's going to deal with hydration, more of a gel type eye cream that's going to deal with hydration around the eye area. If you have dark circles and puffiness, there are, again, a gel formulation for that area to help with the hydration, keeping the lines at bay and keeping the puffiness down and dark circles, preventing those from, increasing. So when we are moving along into our 30s, and when most of us in our 30s have developed the first signs of aging, nothing permanent, everything is very superficial at this point when we are in our 30s, the crow's feet, when we laugh, when we smile, fine lines around the eyes that disappear, when we are not animated, or, showing certain expressions on our face. There are creams that are out there to help, again, with dark circles, with puffiness, with, fine lines and wrinkles, helping to starve off premature aging around the eye area and on the lid area. And when we are moving along into our 40s, of course, everything is becoming a little more permanent. So we're going to want to use something a little more intense, something that is dealing with deeper lines, wrinkles. There are eye creams out there for loss of, the gravity and, the laxity of the skin at that point. And as well, women in their 40s are dealing with puffiness. They're dealing with dark circles. So there are also eye creams out there that are targeting that, but you are not going to be using a gel at this point. You do need something that is more rich and more intensive to help with minimizing the appearance of those lines and trying to starve off further lines from coming on the skin longer. So that's what we want to do when we are getting in our 40s. We want to use something that's more targeted, that is going to help with lifting the eye area, as well as something that is nourishing the eye area. When we are moving along into our 50s, of course, everything is becoming more permanent. The crow's feet, they're there when we're not laughing. Lines are developing at the corners of our eyes, going down at our, like down on our face, or just around the temple area. Number 11s becoming more permanent, more static on the face. So we are going to want something that is both emollient as well as something that is nourishing and firming to help with minimizing and softening the area as well, pushing up the eyelids to make them, appear more firm and more lifted. So we're going to, and something to brighten the area of the eye, because again, puffiness, dark circles, it happens. So we're going to want to, use something that's going to also brighten the area as well around the eyes. So we're talking about creams, we're talking about silicone formulations as well for the eye area to smooth that out and smooth out the more permanent sketch etched lines that have developed as a result of the process of time, basically. And so in the 60s, again, it's just more permanent. So you're going to want to use more intensive creams that are out there. There are creams out there on the market. There are creams out there on the market that deal with, like, say you're going out to like a gathering or a ball, or like you're going somewhere, you're going to an event, and you want to look your best. There are creams out there that will give you that lifted appearance, like smooth lines out, lift the eyelid area, firm it, and make it tighter looking. It's like a 24-hour boost to your eye area. So there are actually products out there that you can use to give you like a kind of like instant boost to minimize your appearance, minimize the appearance of the lines and the wrinkles that you have. And so, but it goes away. It's very temporary. It only lasts for like 24 hours, doesn't last a long time, but it works. And, so when you're going out, you can have nice smooth look to your skin, or smoother. Not going to get rid of them completely, but it's going to minimize the appearance of the ones that you do have. For eye creams, for eye makeup removers, we do want to use an eye makeup remover. Like, we don't want to use Vaseline. We don't want to use, olive oil or anything like that. That was not made to care for the eye itself. The purpose of eye makeup removers are taking into consideration your eyes and caring for the eyes, making sure that the eyes themselves are not injured or harmed by the product that is being applied to the eye area. So Vaseline, olive oil, it doesn't take your eyes into consideration. So you don't want to do any kind of harm to your eyes So by staying away from those, you know, those, I don't even, them products, you will avoid harming the eyes. So you want to use an eye makeup remover to remove makeup from the eye area. So sunscreen, 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 always sunscreen, to help with slowing down the process of aging around the eye area. So if you're going to use no less than a 30, there's all types of sunscreens out there. You're going to apply it every 2 hours, and this is also going to help slow down the process of aging because you have the static lines, which basically occur from the sun. So this is something that happens because of being exposed to the sun for long periods of time for many years. So by using sunscreen, you can help with delaying the process of aging around the eye area. And there are a few brands that actually have sunscreen for the eye area, but if you can't find that, just apply sunscreen on your face and you will be fine with protecting your skin from the UVA rays that cause the skin to age. So that is it for this segment of a Skincare Minute. And till next time, take care.